Hello, friends, and welcome to the new episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady. In today's episode, we have 3 news stories and 3 new Karens. In the first story, the lady can't even assume that if you help someone at the store, you might not be an employee and you do it for free. The second story about a crazy lady who loses her plane tickets for being rude. And in the last story, if you're Karen, be ready for someone who's going to use your own methods on you. So here's the first story. I was just being nice. Don't push my patience. So this happened yesterday while I was out on my usual weekly food shopping trip. So a bit of info before we begin. I'm a 28-year-old woman and I use this shop regularly and now recognize a lot of the usual cashier staff. I was also wearing a black hoodie, leather jacket, jeans, and Converse. This is important for later. I was at my local supermarket just doing my thing, listening to my music, getting my items. I spent a good 20 or 30 minutes gathering the things I needed before heading to the checkout. It was a nice visit thus far and I was in no rush. I headed over to the self-service checkouts. I can get very anxious when I'm out on my own as I have PTSD and BPD. Also, I prefer as little human contact as possible, so generally opt for the self-service tills. That and I can keep listening to my music without being rude. I get all my items on the belt and wait for the lady ahead of me to finish paying and packing up her items, and I see an elderly gentleman place one single item down behind me. And this is where we meet our cast. Me, obviously. E.g., elderly gent. R.W., rude woman. S.W., store worker. I take my headphones out and turn towards E.g. Me, are you just getting the one thing? E.g., yes, I am. Me, would you like to go ahead of me? It's not fair on you to wait for me to get through all my things when you only have the one item. E.g., are you sure? Me, of course, please. I hand gesture to move ahead of me here. I'm in no rush at all. Now, I'm usually socially anxious due to my conditions, but I was always taught to respect my elders and enjoy making their day a little easier if I can. I put one headphone back in and am happily waiting when I hear the E.g. E.g., how do you work this thing? Toward the self-service till screen. I put my phone away, come around to my trolley and offer to help E.g. and continue to help him finish his transaction when R.W. appears behind me. R.W., who left this shopping on the belt? Me, while I'm still helping E.g. Oh, sorry, that's mine. R.W., well, what are you doing getting your shopping on the clock? You're here to work, not shop. Me, what? At this point, I'm looking at this woman like WTF. Remember, I said I was wearing jeans, leather jacket, etc.? R.W., you shouldn't be doing your shopping on work time. Now my anxiety is starting to flare and I'm getting angry. I just want to run. Me, look, lady, I don't work here. I just want to get my things and go. Leave me alone. R.W., well, I saw you helping that man. E.g. had thanked me and left by this point, and I started to put my things through. Me, yes, I did. I could see he needed some help, and the staff were all busy. Besides, what I do is not your business. Now, please, leave me alone. R.W., well, if you're going around helping people at the till, you must work here. Me, turning to face the woman. Look, I was just trying to be nice and help that man with the till. I'm losing my patience, and this is the last time I'm going to say it. Leave me alone. She didn't leave me alone. FML. R.W., but you look like you work here. Now the uniform for this store is green and yellow shirts and green trousers, not black leather jackets and jeans. Me, what the seriously? I called over the worker that was keeping an eye on the tills, who I regularly have chats with when I come in. SW, hello there, how can I? RW, you need to have words with this worker. She's been very rude to me. SW, looking at me, then at the woman. I'm sorry, miss, but she doesn't work here. RW, but she was helping. SW, just because she was helping someone, it doesn't make her a member of staff. Me, thank you, SW. Turning to RW with a big grin on my face. See, I don't work here. Now leave me the F alone. RW's face was a mix of anger, shock, and confusion, absolutely priceless. I left with my shopping with a big smile and nodded towards the awesome SW who came to my rescue. Thanks, awesome guy. Obviously, in an entitled world, no one helps anyone else unless they're being paid to do it. And our second story. I was attacked for not being a bakery worker. Hello there, people. Strap in, because this is going to be a hell of a ride. I work for a very popular cranberry airline here in Germany. I don't work at the airport, but sometimes I have to check the planes and make sure the cabin crew is rested and that they have their legs all fulfilled. I also have to write reports. My uniform is dark red. I wear dark red slacks, black high heel pumps, a white button-down shirt, and a dark red blazer. There is no way in hell you could mistake me for something other than an airline employee. Cue Easter. Easter was madness. Because the price of flights has dropped significantly, everyone was flying. Children who definitely were not on spring break yet were traveling. It was very stressful. I spent most of the time at our base airport writing flight reports. I hate writing flight reports, and I thought a coffee might help me get through this task easier. So I got up, left the office, and went to the bakery in the security area of the terminal. This bakery makes the best latte around. Also, this bakery sports a nice white uniform, which consists of a white polo shirt with the logo of the bakery on it. I was just about to order my extra big latte when this woman just stepped in front of me. She basically started yelling, "Hi, can I get a..." and rattled down her order. The bakery employee just looked at her and mentioned that I was first and in the middle of ordering something and that he would deal with me first before he could accept her order. This lady was an older, small lady with very white and long hair. She looked like a grandma, but she destroyed this image by basically screaming at me and the employee. "She's working here. She can get her stuff later. I have a flight to catch." I told the bakery dude, "That's fine, I can wait," and asked the little lady what kind of flight she was taking in order to help her call the gate or something. Unfortunately, she took it as an insult. "You don't need to know which flight I'm taking. It's not your business. You better clean the display. Look how dirty it is." And she smeared it with her little hands right there on the glass of the display. Apparently, she thought I worked at the bakery. I tried to explain multiple times that I was an airline worker and the flight she's taking likely will be one of the planes I'm managing because 75% of the flights at this airport were operated by us. She continued screaming, and I stopped talking to her since it didn't make any sense to waste more time with her. For some reason, she didn't like my silence. She kept talking and berating me, telling me how bad I am at my job, etc. I was thinking about following her to the gate to find out where she's flying to because this lady clearly wasn't stable enough to fly when she suddenly hit me with her luggage. To clarify, I wasn't prepared to get hit at all. Also, her luggage was heavy, and it was one of those old suitcases that was made out of metal. Security got called by the employee of the bakery, and they gave me the latte for free. This lady was actually a standby passenger on an overbooked flight, so she was definitely going to miss it. It wasn't a flight with the airline I work for, but the cabin crew heard of her behavior and banned her for this flight anyways. After this ordeal, I got back to the office to complete my flight records and sighed because now I needed to write up an incident report for this crazy lady who just assaulted me. I just drank my coffee and got it over with. And for dessert, the third story. Switching it up. I don't work here, sir. I don't really know where to put this one, as technically it's a I don't work here story, but it's a little different as it was very intentional and I was the one mistaking someone for working somewhere. Now, just a word or two before the story. I'm happy with what I did. This might make me a jerk, but I don't regret it. So one of my closest friends works for Walmart. I met him when I worked there too. The job was god-awful. I might do a story of my last day working there as it probably belongs on Reddit. I'll save a description of my friend as it makes for better comedic effect. Now, I personally recommend this sort of action, despite it being slightly rude and, well, I'll just tell you the story. You decide. Story time. So despite my utter disgust and despising of the local Walmart due to my own short employment there, it's the best location to buy specific things like my needed soap and new headphones. While I'm there, I get to talk to my friend, who I'm not going to describe just yet. Let's call him Ted. On this specific trip, I was there for headphones and stopped to see Ted, who was not very happy at all due to what appeared to be the mother of all elitist Karens in the store at the moment, causing trouble and yelling at him and others, something about piercings and tattoos. I got a funny idea and didn't know exactly how effective it would be, but I got him to play along. He didn't even have to do very much outside of his normal routine. So I approached the woman looking a little lost. I have no idea why this Karen was here. Older, lots and lots of jewelry, including a fat, heavy golden cross. She looked like the very definition of holier than thou, and apparently she'd been making quite the ruckus when the peasant workers couldn't help her to her exact request. I honestly don't know why she was in Walmart, but she was about to get a reason to not come back. I tapped her on the shoulder. Not just a tap-tap, but a heavy, let me speak to your manager, super entitled tapping. She turned to me like she was about to pop a blood vessel. In my best annoyed voice, I spoke, "Ma'am, I've been waiting 5 minutes. Where are the headphones?" She practically frothed at the mouth, mid-aneurysm, and started to explode into something I think was supposed to be English. But I just waved her off dismissively and continued, "You need to learn how to treat your customers better. I asked 5 minutes ago and no one is helping me." After a little while longer, she finally managed to get off something about audacity, something hate you, something, and finally she doesn't work in this horrid place. I just scoffed. "What do you mean you don't work here? Look at you. Dime store necklace, dollar store clothes, and your haircut. You look like an angry lesbian. Of course you work here. I mean, just look around. You fit in perfectly." I point at my friend Ted, my metalhead friend, thrashing his 2.5-foot-long head of hair savagely to some song called "Blood for the Blood God," wearing his kilt, both hands in devil horns, pausing his whiplash-inducing headbanging to screech with his tongue out, all his pagan jewelry flashing as he let out a long, inhuman screech. Needless to say, the woman, simply overloaded and horribly offended, left the store either having a stroke or trying to use some old Latin exorcism incantation at us. Me and my friend had a good laugh, and he didn't get in trouble, and no one came to talk to me about it. So yeah, I may have been a bit rude, and judge me if you like. She was giving my friend a hard time, and the store couldn't really punish me, so I jumped at the chance to intentionally pretend like I thought she worked there, just to knock her down a peg. Hey guys, thank you all for watching to the end, and we'll see you in the next one.